Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to highlight an absolutely awesome Steam sale that's going on the Spike Chunsoft games. Some awesome games that are heavily discounted. Some games that I've talked highly about in the past, but they are seeing deeper discounts than ever before. So I want to highlight that. And then, of course, I got to talk about all of the ongoings with DayZ's ban in Australia because of weed. Kind of a crazy thing going on. Just about everybody is talking about it, but we'll talk that after the deals. So stay tuned for that. First up, I do want to cover this Spike Chunsoft sale that's running on Steam right now. It's been running all weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't mention it earlier, but I did want to get the word out about it because there are some terrific deals. Spike Chunsoft, of course, more of a niche publisher and studio. They put out a lot of Japanese games, visual novels, things of that sort, but their games are high quality, and if you're, not completely adverse to Japanese titles, there are definitely games I would recommend you to check out. First up, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc is 80% off for $3.99, and Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is 80% off for $3.99. These games are awesome visual novels, and if you are looking to get into the genre, and you are a fan of story-driven games, start off with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. It's a great game, and give it about a half hour to 45 minutes, and I guarantee you, you will be absolutely hooked to the story. So many twists and turns, it is just an exhilarating playthrough. It's around 15 to 20 hours long, maybe a little bit longer if you take your time, explore, talk to everyone, things like that. It's got a lot of layers to its story, and it's a hooking story the whole way through. Danganronpa 2 is a better game. I think some of the elements in Danganronpa 2 are done even better. However, you do have to play the first game before you jump into Danganronpa 2. They are directly tied together. And then the third game is also on sale, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, 60% off for $15.99. Cheapest this game has been as well. I would say that this is the weakest in the series. It's still very good. The ending is a little bit jarring, but overall, it's a high-quality title. V3 actually kicks off a new story, so you don't have to play Danganronpa 1 or 2, but I would recommend you to start off with Danganronpa 1. It's down to $4. I think it's a stronger game than Danganronpa 3. Then play Danganronpa 2, which I would consider to be the best game in the series, and then jump into Danganronpa V3 as well, but they are great games. Outside of that, they've got some other deals as well. Steins Gate Zero is 60% off for $14, and then they do have Steins Gate Elite. That is 60% off for $24. I love Steins Gate, love the anime. The visual novel is a little bit more of an undertaking. The original, with Steins Gate Elite, it is so difficult to get the true ending. You are probably going to need a guide so you make all the right decisions and do all the right things, but that is rather difficult. Steins Gate Zero is also very good. I actually just finished watching the anime for Steins Gate Zero. I know I'm very late on that. I didn't complete the VN, but with it being down 60% to $14, again, you're getting a more nuanced story and more details out of the Steins Gate universe. Steins Gate is such a vast universe, and you kind of get a hint of that out of the anime, but you don't get everything it has to offer, and with Steins Gate Elite, it gives you a lot of insight to a variety of the different characters, a lot of the side characters, and Steins Gate Zero, you get a rather compelling narrative out of that as well. Chaos Child is on sale as well, 60% off for $14, not too familiar with that, but there you have it. Fire Pro Wrestling World is 70% off for $9, which as far as wrestling games go, probably the best one, so $9 for that is pretty good. They've got all the DLC on sale as well. Zonky Zero, which just came out, is down to $24, not a bad buy on that. Should definitely want to highlight the Zero Escape, the Nonary games. That's 80% off for $6, and that includes 2 games. That includes 999 as well as Virtue's Last Reward, so check that out. Zero Time Dilemma, the third game in the series, is also on sale. That's 80% off for $4. This is the steepest discount we've seen on all of these games. Danganronpa down to $4 is great. I believe, generally speaking, it was going down to like $8 to $10 during a Steam sale. Might have even been more than that, to be perfectly honest. They may have even lowered the MSRP on these. I don't remember if they launched at $40 or if they did launch at $20. Whatever the case may be, $4 for them is an absolute bargain, so do check those out. And if you want to get into Steins Gate through the visual novel, those are pretty good buys as well. And Zero Escape is a really solid pickup from a pricing standpoint. Alright, next up, I have to give my insight on DayZ's ban in Australia. Now, you guys know how I feel about DayZ the game. Obviously, it's not the best game in the world. I'm very nostalgic with it, so maybe I'll be a little bit more biased to it as a product, but I think everybody can agree that this is rather BS. And while Bohemia told PC Gamer that the digital version of the game was not going to be in jeopardy, despite launching years ago and already having a 15+ rating, Australian distributor 5 Star Games had to resubmit the game thanks to the impending launch of the physical edition, and and that's where they made the decision to pull the physical copy of the game. It was refused an age rating by the Australian Classification Board, but you didn't think that would extend to the digital copy of the game. Unfortunately, things have escalated, and here's what Bohemia Interactive told PC Gamer. We are aware of the Classification Board's intention to pull DayZ from the online sales. The game was just removed from the PlayStation and Xbox stores. The reason behind the rejection to classify the game is the specifics of drug use in the game. It was noted things get a little weird considering DayZ doesn't have drug use aside from things like morphine, specifically used just for pain relief. It's not even being used recreationally, but unfortunately cannabis can be found in the game files, and while it hasn't been yet to be implemented and there's no indication it will be, it seems to have riled up the board. And though cannabis has been decriminalized or is available for medical reasons in several parts of the world, it is illegal in Australia. That begs the question, hunting and killing people is also illegal in Australia. That's noted by PC Gamer, and I think that's a pretty good point. However, comparisons like that aren't necessarily fair, but nonetheless, I thought it was funny. Such a dumb reason to pull a game. I know that Australia is going to have their own ideas and methodologies. However, considering all of the problems in the world, everything that's been happening in the States, especially recently, is weed really a reason to pull a game like DayZ, not only from its physical version, but its digital version as well? And the game's been out for so long. People have been playing DayZ for so long, and it's really coming into play because the game was resubmitted for a review because a physical version was going to be released. I'm sure many of my viewers recreationally smoke pot. I know many people recreationally smoking weed. Weed is something that's being normalized by a lot of people at this point. It's not my go-to thing anymore. I've kind of grown out of it, but nonetheless, if you do it, more power to you, and it's not something that should really impact the sales of a game and really cause a lot of financial ramifications for Bohemia. Australia is a big gaming consumer market, and for a game to be banned over a silly issue like this, I just hope it gets remedied ASAP, because there are a lot of people that want to buy DayZ. There are a lot of people that want to experience the game. I know necessarily it's not the best game in the world. A lot of people grew out of the DayZ phase, but whatever, it's a game that still a lot of people are playing. If you go through the Steam user base, there are people constantly buying DayZ, there are people constantly playing DayZ. And for it to be completely removed from Australia, not only does that affect the gamer that wants to pick up the game, man, from a Bohemia Interactive standpoint, they gotta be very upset, because that is a stream of revenue that has been completely eliminated. That's money that they are no longer getting for such a dumb reason. And not only that, they wanted to release a physical version of the game. They were expecting revenue out of that. So not only are you getting rid of this physical version, but you are also eliminating digital sales. It is just a crap show. You gotta get this fixed ASAP, and I know that there's been a large amount of backlash, so hopefully that backlash does come into play and all of these issues get remedied very, very soon, but just stupid all around. There's so many bigger issues to deal with than removing a game based on its depiction of weed, not even being in the game, just being in the game files, and then its depiction of morphine. It is just idiotic on so many levels, and again, you can make the comparison that games like Grand Theft Auto 5, you're running around in a car, running over people, shooting people, robbing banks, whatever the case may be, and again, I don't think any of that should be an issue because it is just a video game. I know that there are comparisons to be made to games like Rape Day and everything that happened with that game earlier this year, but nonetheless, that is a rabbit hole that I don't want to get into right now. But in the case of DayZ, because of weed being in the game files, because of morphine, that causes the game to be removed from an entire player base. That absolutely sucks, and that absolutely needs to get fixed. Alright, and that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Again, if you're interested in the games I mentioned from Spike Chunsoft, check out Danganronpa Trigger Happy Having. Even if it doesn't seem like a game that's gonna be completely up your alley, if you're not completely adverse to Japanese games, because it does have a lot of, weeaboo elements, so to speak, give the game a shot, and I think you're gonna have a great time with it. Same goes for Steins Gate and Zero Escape. Those are all great games, and let me know your thoughts on DayZ being banned in Australia. I had to talk about that because that has been the talk in the PC gaming world. So that's gonna conclude this video. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.